Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. If you can hear my voice, my name's Sara, and I am about to feed our Magellanic penguins kind of like a snack. It's the middle of the day. We do offer them food 3 times a day, and I noticed that at this feed, it's a little bit more casual. So you are listening to some really cool braying right now. This is how these guys communicate. Right now it is a weird time for these guys because they're bulking up for a yearly molt. So they'd be spending a little bit more time on land, which naturally makes them a little bit more vocal. I'm going to go ahead and start feeding these guys, but it's a little tricky to talk on the mic and feed 23 birds, let alone talk over them. So I'm going to take a little break on the microphone and I will get back on. But we are giving our birds 2 types of fish, restaurant quality, sustainable herring and capelin. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. There are a few birds that haven't gotten a chance to eat yet today. That was one of them. His name is Ludwig. Now, it's pretty entertaining to watch these guys get fed because everybody has a little bit of a different technique on how they like to eat. The bird that you just heard braying was Admiral Fancy Pants. Everybody has a name and they act a little bit different. So enjoy the feed, and when I get a chance to feed these guys and they've calmed down a little bit, I'll get back on the mic and tell you a little bit more about Magellanic penguins. All right, so this is a little bit more of a popular feed than I expected for our birds, but I wanted to get back on the mic and tell you a little bit about what's going on. So we do individually log every fish that these guys eat. It's really important to kind of keep track of how healthy they are, and one of the ways to do that is to see how many fish they're eating a day. So they average about 5 to 7 of these larger fish, herring. They do swallow them whole, and they eat about 10 to 15 of these if they prefer the capelin. These are smaller fish. Not everybody likes those. might wonder what that was all about. We have 9 holes or burrows that these guys can nest in, and all of them are occupied by pairs. These guys do mate for life. So the burrow that I had to quite distracting. This was supposed to be a nice peaceful feed, but it's a little exciting, so you guys are getting a nice show. Robbie and Patsy are standing on the outside of their burrow. They're now guarding it because Fisher snuck in. So Fisher is a younger bird. He doesn't have a mate, so he doesn't really need a burrow, but he wants one. It's an area where they can rest in and just some space. And normally everything's okay, but what's going on right now is everyone's bulking up for molt. So they replace their feathers once a year. It's called a catastrophic molt. Penguins just get it all done at once. Takes about 5 weeks. So everybody except 3 of our birds have not gone through that molt yet. So hormonally, these guys are a little charged up and they're being a little aggressive with one another. And they're also really nosy. So if you notice when Fisher went in there, everybody went over to that burrow and kind of were like, fight, fight, fight. So there was a lot of excitement going on. This is Fisher right here. He is one of our larger birds. And he has a lot of attitude. And these guys, for the most part, work out issues on their own. What's called bill dueling over there? Looks like a little bit of bill dueling between Floyd and, I want to say Ludwig, but it's kind of hard to tell from that angle. So everybody's on land. They're kind of excited to see each other. They live in big colonies. So naturally, when they're on land, they have to be a little bit more aware of their surroundings. And they're coming off of the end of a breeding season. So a lot of excitement has been going on. And one of the ways they communicate is by braying. So you've heard a lot of that going on right now. You don't always get a chance to hear that, so it's pretty cool when you do. You're looking at Magellanic penguins. They're in the banded penguin family, along with the African, Humboldt, and Galapagos penguin. Interesting, they went, and now they're allopreening each other. So when you're a penguin, you can't really reach the back of your head, so you need another bird to do that for you. I'm just going to finish up this feed, and hopefully things will get a little bit more calm out here. That's Dee. Dee is one of our younger penguins. She's actually named after Dr. Dee Boersma, who studies these guys in their natural habitat. She was not hungry. For the most part, these guys do self-regulate. If you want to see them eat again, that'll be at 4 o'clock. But definitely hang out, observe our penguins. They're doing lots of interesting things right now. And let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 out of the 23 birds that have at least one fish. So that's a pretty good feed. And enjoy the rest of your day here at the Aquarium of the Pacific.